Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Holland.
Hey there, Chris. It's great to speak to you again. A couple of days off, haven't we? And we're raring to go on Love Island US Season 2, Episode 12. And shall we start with the Hideaway? And we saw a little bit of that on Friday, didn't we? And so what did you make to how that all unfolded?
Well, Dave, you had a little bit of the old Moira tumbleweed moment, which I still think Moira was well within her rights, not necessarily her and Calvin, but like you'd said, to be fair, when we were talking about it, they were probably the more natural selection because we'd already had like the main couple in there, Johnny and Sally. What I would say, Dave, outfit phenomenal that Mackenzie had on. Connor doesn't seem that arsehole, does he? She's really going in, and I know I've called him out, but it's like he's just like he seems to be going through the motions. Now, I could be wrong here, Dave, but do you think he's playing the game like proper? I've been all in on Connor as in thinking it's Mackenzie being just an absolute Glenn Close, but I'm just genuinely not sure now whether it's actually Connor who's playing the game more than she is. I don't get it. And plus, she did tell him that she loves to give and receive, but she's going to give tonight. I mean, he can't be moaning at that, Dave, can he?
Not at all. She wasn't bothered about the cameras, was she?
No.
It's just fair play to you. Get in there, love. Well done. So yeah,
Well done.
it was a bit weird, wasn't it? Because I mean, she has gone all out, Chris. She's got
Yeah.
all the sexy underwear on and everything. Connor's in there with his same fucking pool shorts that he's been wearing all day, and then goes and has a shit and tries out the B-day.
Yeah. I know. I was thinking that. You know what though, Dave? I think that's just men in general. She's got dressed up there. Absolutely looks like a model, doesn't she? Some Victoria's Secret model. She looks stunning. She's got the full gear on and everything, which I'm pretty sure that's been supplied by, like in the UK, it's Boohoo, in it, who supply all the clothes for him and everything. That's why you never see them in the same outfit twice. It's not like a Big Brother job where they've got a suitcase. They actually have loads of outfits. And she looks stunning. You've got to give it. She made loads of effort. And he just, as if he just got, like you say, got the fucking pool. It's like, oh, all right then. Yeah, you look all right. Yeah. And he's like, that poor girl's probably spent 2 hours getting ready for this moment. And you're not even sat on the bed. I thought it was a little bit disrespectful, to be honest.
Well, like, bit disrespectful, like giggling away while someone's trying to suck you off.
I didn't say that, Dave.
That's what he's trying to do, and he's just giggling away, isn't it? It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? But
Yeah.
I was more intrigued by just how it all unfolded with essentially that awkwardness, about challenging Mackenzie and Connor. Now, I'm trying to think. They've been together since day one, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Yeah.
And like you say, so Carrington and Kirsten, since Lauren's gone in, and I'm sure we'll get back to them because the way that evolved tonight. But since Lauren's come in, Carrington just hasn't been that arsed, and they went on the date. So again, I see it differently to you. I think Mackenzie was well in her rights to say, we're next. Come on. Now you could say that's a little bit arrogant, but what does Moira think she should go in with Calvin? Calvin doesn't give a fuck about Moira. And I still
No, it doesn't.
maintain, and the way this played out tonight, I don't, I'm not really liking Moira, to be honest. Just the way she is you've got Mackenzie there, who's offering her advice and stuff, and saying Calvin's not been challenged yet, so she's trying to offer like mumly type advice, but the way she was saying about, well, shouldn't we vote on it or something like that, and shouldn't we at least discuss it? It was the way she said it, but also when Mackenzie comes back and she's telling the girls all the juicy gossip. Did you notice in the background Moira's face?
Yep.
It
Big time, Dave.
it was just like, I just so don't care about what you're saying. She was just, it was like, what's the old phrase? Like a bulldog sucking piss off a thistle. It's
How does it chewing a wasp? But anyway,
chewing
Dave,
a
yeah,
wasp,
yeah.
that works as well.
I've never heard that one before.
St. Helens one, but
I don't know, Dave. I think I'm a bit rougher in Old Trafford, but that sounds fucking scary as fuck. Now I'll have to not go near St. Helens. I don't think.
but yeah, I mean, what do you reckon? I sort of taken a bit of a dislike to Moira there. So, I mean, what do you reckon?
It's funny, because I'm not totally against her. I saw there was a bit of kissing with Kelvin tonight and everything. Um, I just don't think she likes Mackenzie at all. And it's not been played out. She's not really said anything as far as we can see on the camera. But I think there's going to be a bust up there at some point, or she's going to tell her to fucking grow up. But like you say, she has no poker face, Dave. I did spot that, but I didn't pick up on it as much as you. But yeah, I think somewhere along the lines there's going to be a bit of a fucking Clint Eastwood showdown, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there could well be. It's just I don't get why she's coming to Mackenzie for like advice and stuff, but then clearly doesn't really like her. I just find it really two-faced, and I don't like that trait in anyone. So
No.
yeah, that's why I've kind of taken a bit of a dislike there. Now, early doors, Chris, Mackenzie and sorry, Kirsten and Carrington tried to make their own little hideaway in the shower there.
Yeah, do you not think though that Dave was too forced for me? That was like, oh, them fuckers are not getting all the glory. Let's have a shower together and let's, have sex or whatever they were doing. I thought that was too obvious for me. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Dave. It was almost Virgin on a porno the way that was going, but it was genuinely. It just seemed a bit too convenient that they've got in there where all the cameras are going to be on them and they're doing this because Carrington. Let's be honest, Dave. I don't know what's going on with Carrington, but he's not feeling it with Kirsten at all. I don't know what he doesn't like about the girl. To look at, she's stunning. Whether there's an imbalance in her personality, whether it's just him as a person, I don't know. But he's doing a bit of a Connor. The signals he's showing to her are not the signals he's saying to the guys. He's really like playing it down. I've got to take it slow, and I think Kirsten, unfortunately, is going to be for a big fall, Dave. I mean, what do you think? I don't think she's done anything wrong. She's not doing a Mackenzie, but if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it.
Yeah, and I don't think he's been quite as inconsistent as Connor. I think his head was turned as soon as Lauren came in. He's been, quite distant from Kirsten. All right, when there's a bit of action going on, he'll be straight in there. But I just don't see them being as close. Literally since Lauren came in, and she's just been ignoring all the red flags. But I think where it's gone tonight, they've both kind of agreed that if other people come in, that they'll you know, get to know them and stuff, which is effectively as close as you get to a breakup, isn't it? In Love Island, when they're coupled up and they're not boyfriend and girlfriend or anything. I mean, I think they're done now.
I do. I honestly, I'm not just saying it. I do as well. You're right, Dave. It's the old classic get out of jail thing, isn't it? So it's whoever it is, whether it's the boy or girl, says, I think we just need to get to know other people and all that. That for me is the alarm bells. I think you're right. I don't think they're going to be together at all. I wouldn't have thought it was Mackenzie and Connor, but I think the way Mackenzie is, Connor had no choice with the hideaway. Maybe that's why he's disinterested because he just didn't want to be there because he knows that it's not a long term thing. Maybe he doesn't want to give him, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to get too physical or whatever with her if he knows it's just going to be for the show. I mean, they're probably all going to be for the fucking show. Let's be honest. They're probably, like you said a cracking line in the first episode. They'll all be together until they get to the airport on the way home.
But come on, Chris, he's a fucking bloke. Come on, Mackenzie's all there, all sexy. Is he going to say, no, no, come on, take it slowly? He wasn't doing that, was he? But I just think he's that laid back. I think they are in a much better place. I thought that on Friday, the sort of Friday night's episode, and I think that now, I think they're in a much better place than when she was ignoring him and stuff, and around the Vegas games, and then he was like being quite two-faced as well with what he was saying to Lauren, and then what he was saying to Mackenzie, and what he was saying to the boys. He seemed to tailor the conversation to whoever he was speaking to. So, and they all do that, but just when Connor was doing it, it was really quite jarring. It was quite two-faced. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm not sure they'll survive Casa Amor, but probably up until that.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. It's going to be good, Dave. And also, we're going to have to get new contestants in. It's got to be a couple of ladies, I think, now. because I'm sure it's due. It's got to be due this week, unless they wait to Casa Amor, Dave. And I mean, this is on for 6 weeks, so we're into the third week now, aren't
Yeah.
we? So I think as we go into next week, it's going to be one of them things where it's all going to be about the relationships, and there's plenty of them there. The one I'm still sticking to is Johnny and Sally. I just cannot see that relationship failing, Dave. I'd be absolutely astounded if one of them's heads was turned. I know someone's going to come in and make a play for both of them because it's so obvious they're going to be coaxed to say, look, Johnny and Sally are the ones that's going to cause the most pain and drama for the viewers and all that stuff and the ratings. But I just can't see it. Everyone else, I think, is fair game. I don't care how close they say they are. I think any of the relationships could be broken up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the most confusing ones is probably Moira and Calvin. But actually, I guess we can come to that with the voting. Trey is straight in there, isn't he? So he spotted a bit of a gap there with Carrington and Kirsten, and he's like, "Do you want to do swapsies?"
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, because when Mackenzie and Connor were in the hideaway, Lauren took advantage and got the spare bed, didn't she, while
Yeah,
Trey was
yeah.
snoring away? But I mean, kind of? Do you see those couples kind of working out a bit better?
I think Lauren and Carrington might because he's so reserved and held back, but I don't see anything between Trey and Kirsten. I don't know where that's come from, Dave. I know he really likes her, but I've not seen anything on her side to suggest that one, her head will be turned, and two, she's even interested in Trey. That'd be a proper heel turn. That if that happened, I just don't get it.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, there was definitely nothing between Trey and Lauren, and we could see, like say, Carrington had been quite distant with Kirsten. So let's see how they go. Like I say, I had no idea they're gonna chuck some more girls in, chuck some more guys in. They're gonna have to chuck some people in this week before Casa Amor. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, what did you reckon to the old kiss, marry, pie game?
Oh my God. I mean, Dave, come on. Fucking Calvin held nothing back. And I knew straight away, fucking Mackenzie was just covered in cake, wasn't she? Everyone was just giving it her. Johnny did. And it's the way that it's not like the UK one they put in the face. They were going all in on the hair. It was just
Yeah,
to say, well, you're fucking doing, you don't have to go and wash your hair
yeah,
now as well. Because it was proper like, Caleb did it to her. We had Calvin. I think Johnny did it. It was bizarre, that really, really bizarre. And then she was, I mean, I think to be fair, her comment about what the fuck is Connor saying to them for him to is partially true, but obviously they've got fucking eyes. They can see what's going on. Every one of them's like, no chance. But oh no, sorry, Caleb kissed her, didn't he? He went, oh, what know what all of the fuss is about.
yeah,
And then he went over and gave her a kiss. So I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
that was a bit unusual. But Lauren went over to Caleb, didn't she?
Yep.
And went straight in, and Justine did not like that, Dave, at all.
No, no, not at all. I thought it was the one that stood out for me was the Calvin pie in Mackenzie. But being a, I mean, a lot of the blokes were pretty nasty. Like you say, it wasn't just little pie in the face, was it? It was smear it on the hair, and now you've got to go and wash your fucking hair, kind of thing. I honestly, I think it was a bit nasty the way some of the guys handled that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Mackenzie handled it pretty well, Dave.
Yeah,
We've had a joke at her expense, and she has done some childish, silly things. But I think she said like that wasn't a joke. That was,
yeah, yeah.
there was some, and it was even when he was talking to her afterwards. It wasn't really a great explanation, was it? It
I
was
didn't
just,
get the explanation at all. He was going on about the last couple of days we've been getting on and stuff, and I was just like, "Are you apologising?" Well, I guess he said I apologise, but he didn't really give an explanation at all. And yeah, I just found it all a bit strange, really. But I tell you what else as well, Chris. I'm always confused with this game whether it's if you're coupled up, like properly coupled up with a girl there, do you kiss them or do you marry them? Because
I
I've
know.
seen I've seen girls react badly to both scenarios.
Yeah, as a married man, I was sat there today thinking, if I had to choose between Sam and two of her friends, what the fuck would you do, Dave? I'd have to. I don't know. I think you'd have to go and marry one of the others, wouldn't you? Because I don't think Sam would be very happy with me going over and planting the lips on somebody. I don't. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. It's a great thing. And obviously these are only in their infancy, but they've been married is a completely different thing. How you would be in that situation married, I know it's just completely hypothetical, but it did make me think today, thinking, I don't know, I think I'd just go on the floor or something and say, oh, I've hurt myself.
Just rock back and forth. I
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
I don't care. I don't care.
So I can't. I'm trying to think who it was. I am sure there was someone in the last UK season who married. Was it Anton and Belle? Where he went to marry Belle, but he'd already kissed someone, and she fucking gave him pelters for it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
sure
think
it
it was.
was.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think you're safer to kiss your the person you coupled up with, and then marry someone else you're kind of friendly with, and then I don't know. The pie is whatever, but just don't be a see you next Tuesday with the words that you use in when you're doing it. Like so, yeah. I think I would probably play it that way. I think.
Yeah, it's mad in it because it's one of them daft things. It's like that TV show in it. What's it? Snog, Marry, Avoid. That's very similar. That was on BBC. I used to watch that. Was quite interesting. Same scenario, really.
Right,
You didn't
right.
really see the kissing, but they'd pick a girl and there'd be like two or three girls there, and it was quite an unusual show. But yeah, same format day. But I'm thankfully I am happily married and I don't have to go through that.
We can just watch everyone else squirm a bit. Now, Chris, America's been voting again, so we got to go vote for the most compatible couples, and we got in the top couples, the safe couples. We get Justine and Caleb, we get Moira and Calvin, which I've got to be honest, fucking massive surprise for me, and Sally and Johnny. So, what do you reckon to the couples that are left?
I think Lauren and Trey are going to go. I think they're definitely gold. I mean, they'd have to pick someone anyway, don't they? So I think it because we did this in the UK one where one of the couples got to stay who wasn't actually a couple, and you remember you
Mm,
going mad saying it's not a fucking popularity contest. It's about
yeah.
love. It's about and they're the only couple. Now this is where you'll see because I think Lauren's playing a bit of a game as well. She's playing Love Island. I think she's all right in that, but I think you'll see now whether her and Trey go all in. I don't think they've got much of a chance because it's all going to be decided pretty quickly, isn't it? So I don't know how that works. Whether they get another day of stay of execution because it's already highlighted that the ones who are staying have got to pick. But I would put it on them too because they're not a genuine couple at the moment.
Yeah, they probably are. I mean, Kirsten and Carrington, we saw they're not coupled up. Um, Connor and Mackenzie, they've obviously had their problems. But you know, if they're like, I don't know, maybe they're like 70% compatible. Kirsten and Carrington I might put them as, 75, 80%. Trey and Lauren, just 40% or something like that. So it's obvious, but I mean, you could get like Carrington wanting to make sure that Lauren sticks around. I'm
Yeah,
not sure Kirsten will make the same play for keeping Trey in, but you never know that there's that kind of tactical voting as well, isn't there? So, and Moira, we've talked about. I'm with you. I think Moira doesn't like Mackenzie. She's very two-faced about it, but she might just choose to vote for Connor and Mackenzie to go.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love
There's
it,
gonna,
Chris. I love it.
yeah, I was going to say this is perfect, Dave. We're overthinking this. This is exactly what we want. Absolutely amazing. Anyway,
Like Game of Thrones.
right, guys, if you want to contact the show at CD RealityCast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to email us, the cdrealitycast@gmail.com. Mr. Horrocks, absolutely amazing episode, and I can't fucking wait till tomorrow, my friend.
Absolutely, mate. Right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye now.